Emily Wither has been meeting some of the people who say unless they get more help right now, they don't know how they'll keep going.
Critics say however the government spins it, there's little help for families and businesses struggling to pay their bills now. This laundrette in North London has served the community for 60 years. Anya says it's cheaper now for her customers to do their laundry here than at home. But that might change if they're forced to push rising costs onto the customer.
I think looking at the tax side of things, is there any tax reliefs like they did when the pandemic was here? Rates relief, something like that, to sort of try and get you through the period of uncertainty. But again, it goes back to that they knew this was coming. And why did they leave it?
Is the business going to survive this year?
I don't know. We got through the pandemic because we were classed as a necessary service, but I don't know if we're going to get through this, on the back of that.
For Stephanie, the cost of doing laundry is a huge worry. Her bills have already doubled since last year, and her children have complex needs.
It's not unusual for me to do 3 or 4 loads a day. His bedding, my daughter's bedding, loads of, lots of clothing. It's just constantly, there's not a time, day or night, that my laundry is not in use. I mean, we can't afford to make any more cuts, really. We don't have a social life. We don't go out. I'm having to, think very carefully before I turn on the heating. It's been a very cold snap recently, and I've been scared to turn my heating on.
The heating is off for half-term at Queen Elizabeth Girls' School, but keeping the school running is still on head teacher Violet Walker's mind. Even replacing a light bulb is tough these days. Money is tight.
Well, we've got about a year left of our Gazprom 3-year contract.
Gazprom is the Russian state-owned energy giant, and until recently, one of the recommended suppliers for public institutions.
We've been advised by the DFE to terminate contracts as long as we can ensure value for money and it's legally compliant. But because we've been locked into a 3-year contract, there's no way that if we terminated the contract, we would find any deal that was as near value for money as that one has been.
And what impact is this going to have on the school?
That's going to mean cutting costs somewhere else. What we need is some financial support from the government, really. It's great to be looking to the future and having an energy strategy, talking about nuclear energy, but what we need now is support for schools on the ground.
For Violet, like many, impossible choices are being made, and today's long-term plan is of little help to her now.